Trent Alexander-Arnold and what you thought of Gareth Southgate's comments about him. He seemed a bit off that he should mention that an England manager should mention a Liverpool player's form. And also, just as a follow-up, do you think it will help Trent in any way in terms of refocusing if he needed to do that, or do you see any positives from him not being in the squad? As a second question.
So I was surprised when he didn't got a call up, but didn't even think about that. I didn't plan at all with him. We had sessions after the call up where the players who went to the international duties after that, they had often Trent was in that group without knowing if he will have a call up, just to show how surprised I have been about it. Then he showed up in training, obviously, because he didn't go away. So I'm a manager myself. I make decisions every day, every weekend, midweek about team selections, squad selections, and you always make probably decisions other people don't understand. But I respect that Gareth makes his own decisions, of course, absolutely. But I didn't understand it anyway. So because Trent Alexander-Arnold was in the last 2 years at least, so let me say the season before and the season before, the standout right back in world football. That's the truth, in an unbelievable young age. And I have no problem with that. My players get some criticism or whatever. They get it from me. They can get it from other people if they are not performing. But that's the truth. He was the standout right back in world football. So, and now he started the season and had COVID early on, which is not good. How you can imagine, it took him a while to get in the season, but from the moment on when he was in the season, he was one of our most consistent and players, and was kind of the standout player. Robbo, the same, could play all the time, high level, these kind of things. So that cannot be the reason that he was not in the squad. So if you compare Lionel Messi every year with his best season ever he played, and say he's not performing like he performed in 2005 and 2006 maybe, but still the world's best player. So that's one thing. And it's about how you want to play, and that's the thing. What Gareth has to make sure. So he has with Walker, an outstanding right back, can play center back as well. Reece James, big talent, absolutely. Wan-Bissaka, I think was not there as well, and Trippier, yeah, absolutely. He knows him better, longer, or maybe. So that's the situation. It's his decision. It's about how you want to play. If you want to play against the deep, or have to play against a deep defending side for sure, then the crosses and the passes of Trent, I don't know anybody who can do that like him. And he defends on a really high level for us as well. It's not his first skill, but it's not bad. It's really good, especially meanwhile. So can he get the benefit of it? Of course. So he was not with the national team now, so he had time to train. He trained on an extremely high level. You could see he showed the reaction with no need, but he was really in the sessions, so that was good. He enjoyed the sessions a lot. He's a very ambitious boy, so I'm sure he wants to be in the England squad. Or I know he wants to be, and he will try everything to get there again. But if Trent Alexander-Arnold is not in the squad of England, England must have an extremely good squad. Let me say it like this, and that's the situation. So how is that summary? I respect it, the decision. Of course I do, but I didn't understand it.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Comprehensive. Chris, and then Dave.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Trent as well, to be honest. So. I don't know whether I need to now. I'll think of something else, though. If you maybe I'll just ask you again. I probably know the answer to this question, but do you give any consideration to Tuesday night with your team selection tomorrow?
No. It's Saturday, Tuesday. No. Not really. We have all available. As I said, I think all of the players who are fit, we mentioned the others who are not fit, but the players who were fit before the international break are still available, plus Bobby. So that's the situation, and that's what I will give consideration, but not the Real Madrid game yet.
If I could just ask one more, actually. Just, in the last game, we saw Ox's little cameo there as a number 9. Was that just an impromptu thing, or is that something you're actually thinking down the line he might actually?
Oh, he can do that. He can do that. He did that against West Ham as well. Yeah, West Ham away, he came on in the same position. Did really well there. No, it's an option. Ox is obviously a versatile player with definitely more offensively orientated. And that's a very offensive position for him, with the speed, with the technique, with the moves, the turns he's able to do, with the accelerations he's able to. It's a good position. Yeah. No, it was not only for that. We knew before. I didn't play it 500 times, obviously, but we knew because of the West Ham game, it's good for him, and so that's why he came on. And yes, it was impressive. Even it's 3 weeks ago, it was good.
Thank you, Chris. Thinking on your feet there with the questions. Love it. That's old school. Then we'll go to Dave Maddock to finish this embargo section, Dave.
Jürgen, just on Trent, but sort of more generally, for him, it's like the first period in his career when things haven't gone incredibly well, because he's enjoyed such an incredible rise. And I just wonder, for him and for the rest of the squad, what have you seen? What have you learnt about them, and what have they learnt about this difficult period? And what do you take from it? And you yourself personally as well, have you, even with all your experience, have you actually learned something from this really difficult period that you've gone through?
Not really something new. I knew it before. Don't take anything for granted. I knew before. I never did. Anyway, things can happen. Don't think too far ahead. Whatever will be then and then, you have to focus on the next game. I knew it before, but it proved again. For us, or for Trent, it didn't go everything like perfect so far. So he had games when he didn't perform long ago, but he had them. He had to learn. He had setbacks with the team together, becoming not champion for 1 point. There are people out there, they think that's the only and last chance in your life, so you missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He's obviously not the type of guy. We are all not, so we tried it again. Same with the Champions League final. So we had setbacks, and he had setbacks. So, but there are more tricky things in life to deal with, to be honest, than these kind of problems. So that's the way we see it. Yes, we will learn a lot. We learned a lot, but not a lot of new things, because it happened to others, and so you can learn from that. But the things happen to us, we will the things we can have influence on, we will be influential, and the other things we have to accept again next year. So you cannot hope that they just change because you had it last year. So yeah, but all the things we really can influence, we will in the future again, and with full of energy, all these kind of things. The greed to be successful grew, of course, during that year again, to an amount which is quite ridiculous, and these kind of things. So that all will help us in the future. But or now maybe we will see, but we have to show that on the pitch, not here in the press conference.